Hi, good evening, and a warm welcome to all the participants in today's webinar. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes to allow other participants to join in and settle down, and then we'll get started. I will just quickly take a second to check on the live stream. I have to just check if it is working fine. So just give me a moment, and I'll join back with you in a few seconds. All right, perfect. So once again, good evening and a warm welcome to all the participants in today's webinar. In case you're wondering, why have we started this session with the live stream with the screen share? Because I'd been reviewing a few of my previous webinar recordings, and I found it a little distracting just starting the webinar without any context, especially for the someone who's joining for the very first time and they're not familiar. So that's where I thought of starting with a screen share. At least you have a context what we are going to discuss. Obviously, we are going to discuss how you are going to connect with foreign buyers on Indian Business Portal to grow your export business. That's the objective. That's the agenda for today's webinar. And as I mentioned earlier, we are just waiting for everyone to join in and settle down, and then we'll get started. So in about a minute we'll get started. Don't worry on that, like we are going to wait for a very long period of time. Absolutely not. We are going to get started. We'll not waste your valuable time. We'll get started. But before before we move ahead with the presentation and with the discussion, let me share a few important points with you. What are those? The first one is obviously a common question which gets very frequently asked. And the question is, will we get the recording of the webinar? The answer is absolutely yes, you will get the recording. And that's why I was checking on the live stream, because it is getting live streamed and the recording, and it is also getting recorded there. So you'll get the recording. So the answer to that question, I'm just repeating that, although I may be little appearing a little irritating, but just to help everyone understand, yes, we will be providing you the recording of today's session. Don't worry on that. The second point is, and which baffles or confuses few of the participants, is that unlike a typical Zoom meeting wherein you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question, those options are missing. So how will we ask the question, right? So that is also another question or confusion that people have. So for that, you are going to use Q&A and chat. So I would suggest that you should use Q&A, because that is something that does not have a lot of interaction happening in them. And towards the end of the session, we'll have a dedicated question answer round. So I'll try to answer all your question. I'll also have the Q&A window open on the other monitor. And if the question can be answered immediately, I'll try to answer that then in there. If it is not possible to answer it immediately, then we'll discuss that towards the end of the session, where we'll break into the question answer round, right? So that is about the questions. There's another feature called chat, which can be used. I will not recommend that you should add your questions in the chat. Why so? Because you can imagine sometimes people start interacting, and of course, I always encourage participants that you should interact and you should network with other wonderful business owners who are joining us here today. But because of that, there is quite a bit of exchange that happens in the chat, and there's a possibility that your question might get missed out. Just to avoid that, it is better to add your question in the Q&A. All right. So that is another point I want to share with you. Now, there are a few uh, other points or other things that we'll be discussing, but we will keep discussing them as we move along. Another observation that I have from previous webinars, there are participants who are interested in understanding what type of certifications we'll require for this category, or of products, or what type of certifications are required for X country. If you have those kind of questions, then it will be better that you should share those in an email ID. I'm going to share that email ID in the chat in the next few seconds. So you can put those questions in that email ID. And let me also open the Q&A. I think I closed it. Yeah, I moved it to other monitor, so it will not be obstructing your view. All right. So you should add those questions, or you should drop an email on this email ID. I'm just typing it in the chat. Right. So I've just shared the email ID. You can drop an email on this email ID, and this is for participants who are wanting to understand what type of certifications, etc., are required for X products or Y countries, etc. For those kind, you can share the email. Then there are participants who are joining in for the very first time, and they're clueless, like what is the objective, what are we going to understand. So in this webinar, you are going to understand about a platform which is called Indian Business Portal, and you can already see that on the screen. And then how international buyers are going to interact with you. That is going to be our first agenda item. And then we'll also understand how you can showcase your offerings on Indian Business Portal. What is the process? We'll briefly touch upon that as well. And then we'll break into the question answer round. All right. So I hope that helps, especially the participants who are joining us for the very first time. All right. So, sorry. All right, so I think this is where let's begin. Let's get started. So you can already see my screen. Now, this is where I would need inputs from the audience as well. And if you feel free, it is not compulsory that you have to respond. But if you feel free, if you can let me know by typing yes in the chat, that how many of you are familiar with Indian Business Portal, you know about Indian Business Portal, or you are already part of Indian Business Portal. How many of you are familiar? If you can let me know using the chat, and I can see already participants have started sharing. So thank you for that. So I can see there are a number of participants who are already familiar with Indian Business Portal. That is wonderful. And I can see there are a few participants who are raising their hands. I'll request you should not do that because you can already see if you're raising the hand, you may not be seeing it, but other participants, it starts appearing like a black bar on their screen. So it does not look very nice. It looks a little irritating. So avoid doing that. If you have a question, add that in the Q&A. All right. So I think I've wasted a lot of valuable times of yours, but I hope I was able to set the context, and here on you'll be able to understand what all I'm going to share with you in a better way. All right, so let's get started. And now I'm going to switch my screen, take you to Indian Business Portal, and that's where we are going to see how international buyers are going to connect with you and do business with you. What is the process? So we are going to discuss that. That is the first agenda item. But before that, I can see there are a number of participants who have just joined. So welcome everyone to today's webinar, where we are going to discuss how international buyers are going to connect with you or do business with you on Indian Business Portal, or how you are going to do business with international buyers on Indian Business Portal, or through Indian Business Portal, to be more precise. All right, so what you're seeing on your screen is Indian Business Portal, and it is the live platform that we are looking at. So you can open in your browser as well. Indianbusinessportal.in is the URL, and this is the platform which opens up. Now, the first agenda item, as I mentioned earlier, and in case you're getting curious, like he didn't explain anything about the platform, is something that we'll be taking up in the second part of our discussion. The second agenda item is about the Indian Business Portal and how you can join that. But we will be sticking to the first topic, or why you have joined, right? So it will not be very wise or sensible to waste your valuable time discussing something else, which is obviously not part of the agenda. Let's discuss the objective or the purpose. Let's stay focused on the objective or purpose, why you are here, to understand how the business is going to happen. All right. So on Indian Business Portal, there are two processes or two methods using which you will be doing business with international buyers. What are those processes? There are two processes, as I mentioned. The first one is wherein the international buyer either approaches FIO that we have this requirement, or through certain embassies, they approach the government of India and share their requirement that this is what we are looking for. And then FIO puts in efforts, they verifies the requirement, they verifies the buyer, and then those requirements or international buyer comes here on the platform and they use this option, which is post buying requirement. Whenever you have time, you can explore it further. But using this feature, they post their buying requirement that this is what we want to import from India. Right? So they have posted that buying requirement. They have shared their requirement that this is what we want to import. Now, those requirements are displayed on Indian Business Portal. So if you scroll down, I think my web page did not load. So excuse me for that. So now it is loaded properly. So if you scroll down a little bit, that's where you will see these buying requirement. Now you may be wondering, like, these are very few. No, if you click on view all, that's where you can see there are a number of buying requirements, and the maximum limit on this page is 80. There are hundreds of them, but on this page only 80 are displayed. So here you can see there are these buying requirements. There is some titanium knife blade requirement from USA. There is electrical wire requirement from Dominican Republic. So these requirements are there. So this is where the international buyer has expressed their requirement that this is what we are wanting to import from India. Now, if you happen to be an exporter who deals in these products, or if you know someone who deals in this product, then you should tell them, hey, there's a requirement for your products, and you should go to Indian Business Portal and you should submit your response. Now, how will you submit your response, in case you are getting curious? That is very simple. And obviously, you must have already guessed that you can click here, and that will open another page. There's a page which will open up. Now, before proceeding ahead and starting to fill the form, a friendly suggestion that I would want to share with you is that please review the details which are provided here. It will help you get a better clarity onto the requirement. We have seen that as FIO's team, what they do is once you have submitted the requisition, they review all the requisitions, and a lot of time they have found that the person don't even deal in that product. They just found the requirement and they blindly submitted the response. That should not be there, right? So to avoid any confusion, it is better to review the details, right? So this is where you can see the details are there. You should review them. And once you are absolutely sure that you can fulfill this requirement, that's where you should proceed ahead to submit your response. Now, I will just quickly walk you through the details that need to be filled in. Obviously, these are very, very simple details, but I'm walking you through the form just for the reason to help you understand like how simple it is. That is one reason. The second is there are few fields wherein we have seen few issues happen, issues in terms of deficiency on part of exporters in sharing the details. So I'll share inputs on that as well. All right. So when you will start filling the form, that's where the first field is obviously your email ID, then your company name, mobile number, your contact details, basically your IEC number, and then you have to specify whether you're a merchant exporter or a manufacturer exporter. And then you have to upload the factory license or MSME certificate. You have to upload your IEC certificate. You have to specify whether you're a FIO registered member or you are registered with any other export promotion council, and you have to upload your RCMC certificate. And you have to specify whether you're listed on Indian Business Portal. And if you're listed on Indian Business Portal, you have to type in the URL of your online store or e-store as it is written here. You have to type in the URL. Now, if you're confused, what is this online store thing which we are talking about? So just to answer that confusion, So when you're listing on Indian Business Portal, when you're showcasing your offerings on Indian Business Portal, you also create an online store of yourself. And I can imagine that you must be getting curious, like, what is this online store? So I'll show you a glimpse. I'll not go into extensive details because we'll be discussing them later. So these are online stores. Right? I've opened a bunch of them. We'll go through them a little later, but you will also have a similar online store of yourself. You have to type in the or copy paste the URL. The what if what we type to open a website, that's called the URL. So you have to type it here or copy paste it here, and then yeah, you have to confirm that you have to seen the detailed specification, and that is something I have specified here also, the suggestion which I shared, that you should be reviewing the specification. So that's where you have to confirm that you have seen the specifications, and then you have to specify, or you have to share that what is your experience of exporting this particular product. And this question is something that you'll find in every RFQ which is there. So this is one of the points where I wanted to highlight that certain exporters, when they're filling the form, when they're sharing the response, this is where they are just typing, yes, we have experience. Now, is that wrong? Technically, no. But imagine that there are hundreds of exporters who have submitted their response, and you are the international buyer. Just reverse the role. How will you select this particular entity who has just typed, yes, we have experience, and the other companies have provided some details that this is our experience, we have done this, we have done that, or we have this unique process, we have this manufacturing capability, or the state of the art of the plant, etc., etc. So there's something that they have shared, wherein this person hasn't shared anything. Obviously, you'll exclude them, that he has even not put in an effort to write 2 lines to explain about themselves, what is their experience, right? So that is a deficiency that we have seen with respect to certain exporters. And obviously, I wanted to suggest or request everyone that when you are submitting the response, you should be a little cautious here with respect to these kind of fields, because these are opportunities that you have to promote yourself, promote your business. Because otherwise, how will a international buyer decide? How will they choose you and not the other person, right? You have to provide them some reason. And using this capability, you will be doing that. This is where you, using this answer, you will be providing a detailed response rather than just typing, yes, we have experience, right? So that is one suggestion I wanted to share. Then you have to specify, do you have experience of exporting to Dominican Republic? And then tell us about your capabilities. So this is where you have to specify about your capabilities, any innovative process that you may be using, or if there is a certified process, ISO something that you're complying with, if there's a standard that you're complying with, or if there is any unique sourcing process or methodology that you're adopting. So all that, again, this is another area or another opportunity that you have to stand out as compared to others, right? So these two are very important opportunities that you have, and you should not be missing out. Because we quite frequently get a response or question that, hey, we have submitted the requisition, nothing happened. I mean, look at, yes, we have experience, and nothing here. Yes, we have good capabilities, good sourcing, right? So you have to put in little effort here and add little content. I am not suggesting that you should be adding a paragraph here or a essay here, but at least a paragraph about yourself, about your capabilities and about your experience will certainly help the international buyer in making that decision and choosing you. Now, a excuse that I used to get, fortunately, off late, I haven't heard that excuse, but I used to get that excuse that our English is not that great. And if we try to write something that will look amusing, hilarious, and it will send a wrong impression, right? So people were a little skeptic. They were scared of writing a response. And that's why. So it was not like intentionally they were not writing a response. They were scared like it will do more damage than good. But in today's day and age, that does not exist because of the AI. You can just give inputs to the AI and AI will write it in perfect English. So you should use that in case if you're not sure how to use that, you can drop me an email and I'll share a tutorial video with you on how you can use AI to create the content, to create any text content, right? So don't worry on that. I will help you out with the tutorial and how you can use that. All right, so this is one method or one process which is available for international buyers to connect with you, to do business with you, which is used. And what happens once you have submitted the response? So once you have submitted the response, these responses are vetted by the FIOS team. So it is not like blindly they'll share, because obviously countries' reputation is on the stake. So obviously all the responses are reviewed. If additional details are required from certain exporters, they are questioned, and then those details are asked. And then finally, once the vetting is completed, that is where these responses are shared with the international buyer. So typically, you'll see these RFQs or these requirements are only live for a week. So within a week, you can submit your response. After that, FIOS team will vet it. Once it is vetted, then it goes to the international buyer. Then they'll review and then they'll take the decision, and then they will connect with you directly to discuss the business further. All right. So this is one of the method which is available to for international buyers to do business with you, or for you to connect with international buyers. Now, as a business, another logical question which comes, that as a business, what should you do to leverage this opportunity, right? I hope everyone is clear. Like, this is a opportunity. What should you do to leverage this opportunity? First is you should list on Indian Business Portal. That is obvious. That is the first thing, first action that you should do if you are already not listed. And the second is you should actively look out on this space. It will hardly take you few seconds. Although this is where I can imagine that a doubt may be coming to your mind, that why don't you send these leads to us on an email? Yes, we do that. Every time a lead is updated, it gets shared with all the businesses that are associated, all the relevant business. Obviously, we'll not be sharing a lead with which is not relevant to you. If you're not into steel export, or if you don't deal in steel, why will we share a RFQ which is related to steel? Obviously, we share it with the exporters who are relevant to that industry. But if what happens, and this is something which happens with most of us, sometime that email goes to spam, or sometime that email is there in our inbox, but there are 100 emails that came after that, and then it went two down below and we missed out on that. So that's where a very simple process that I suggest, that you can do it yourself, or you can ask someone from your team to do that. It will hardly take a minute. Just open the website, go to this section. You can click on this button which says View All. It will take you to the RFQ page which I was showing you earlier, or you can just copy this URL and save it. You can directly open this page, and you can see if there is any live RFQ which is relevant to you, so that you don't miss out on responding that. Right? Email is certainly there. You will get an email update, but what if you misses out? And then when you see there's an opportunity which was there and you missed out, right? So I don't want you to miss out on opportunity. You can just do that. It will hardly take like 10 seconds to check it every day. And you can like even create in your calendar, you can create it as a recurring task. So every day at, let's say, 9 a.m. or 6 p.m., whenever you're logging out, you can just quickly check and action upon it. All right. So that is one process which is available. The second process is wherein international buyers are coming to Indian Business Portal, and then they are looking at the exporters, and then they are doing business directly. How does that happen, and how are they going to contact you? So to explain that, I have opened two seller profiles here. I'll just open that. This is where you have one seller's profile. So this where you can imagine as if the international buyer came and they were looking for this exporter's products and they opened their profile. This is the exporter's profile. And this is where we can see the entire catalog of this particular exporter. But we can imagine that the international buyer has made up their mind and they are wanting to connect with them. They are desiring to connect with them. But before that, obviously, the international buyer would need a little more information to do their due diligence before they actually contact them. Because the products are looking good, but is it a genuine entity or a entity that can fulfill our requirement? There are many questions which are there in the minds of international buyers. Now, how do we answer those questions? Is there something that we can do to answer those questions so that that decision becomes easier? Yes, that is already done on the platform. This is where you can see there is a section called About Us. And About Us is something which you have typically seen on websites, but this is where you can see that there is About Us. So international buyer will come to Indian Business Portal. They will review your products and then they'll come to your profile. Similarly, how we are opening it here, and they will certainly want to understand more about you. How will they understand more about you? They'll go to About Us, and this is where they'll read more about your business and about your organizations where you have exported. All that detail is here. So they'll get a better clarity about your business. And if they have this concern or confusion whether it is a genuine entity or not, so this is where you can see there are a number of certifications which are provided by this exporter. And this is the reason why I have opened this profile, because they have added a number of certificates here. So the international buyer can review these certificates and they can be absolutely sure that this is a genuine entity. They can also go to your online store and obviously review that to make up their mind and get answers to all the doubts they may have. All right. So this is something I thought of highlighting because this is a crucial content or crucial information which will have a significant impact on that buyer's decision to contact or not contact you. Now, coming back to the agenda item, that how will they contact you so that you can do business with them? So there are a number of methods which are available. One of the very popular method these days is request meeting. So this is something which you can see here. So similar to how we are connecting today, directly, similar to that, they will be able to connect with you, schedule a meeting with you, and they can share their requirement in details, and you can share your details about your business, etc. Right? So that's where you can take the discussion forward. All right. So that is one aspect. Now, related to this online meeting, there is one point I wanted to highlight, and this is something which I was interacting with someone last week, and they had this concern that if an online meeting gets scheduled and I am not very good at English, and I may have a concern that uh, the international buyer will be there and they'll be talking in English, and we may not be able to understand. So in that case, what should we do? Is there any help which is available? So if you're coming across that kind of scenario, then you can certainly reach out to FIO. I've already shared the email ID, or you can even reach out to us. I will also share our email ID, my help desk email ID, my email ID, and reach out to us, and we will see if someone from our team can join that meeting, and they can act as a translator for you. All right. So in case you have that problem, so we are here to help you out with that as well. All right, so that is the first method which is available and very popular these days. And then you have contact sellers. What happens if someone clicks on contact sellers? You will get an email that there is someone on Indian Business Portal and they're wanting to contact you. And here are their email ID and contact number, and of course their name. So you can contact them back. But again, emails, they sometimes land in spam, or there may be hundreds of emails on top of them, and you may miss out on that. So again, there's a section on the control panel of your online store where all these contact requests are logged. So you can go to that section on the control panel anytime and you can review them, right? So don't worry on that. If it is an email, I accidentally delete it, or if it goes to spam, I may miss out. So that is a section again, you can check it periodically, every alternate day or once in a week, and you can see if there's a requirement that has come, and you can respond back to them. All right, so that is the second method. The third one is visit store, which you can see here, and obviously they will be visiting your online store. And if you have displayed the contact details, I've just opened the store, and this is where you can see the contact details. So they can even reach out to you on these contact details that we are interested to do business with you, and they can share their requirements, etc. Right. So this is how they will be contacting you. This is how they'll be connecting with you. So again, there are two methods which are there. One is the RFQ method, wherein they are not putting in the effort of going through the navigation and search and then finding who are the suitable exporters. They are just sharing that this is what we are looking for. If you happen to be an exporter of this particular product, please connect with us. So that is the first method. The second method is wherein they are identifying you as an exporter, and then they are reaching out to you. They are connecting with you directly. Now, related to this, sometimes people have asked me that are there any subscription packages which are available which we can use to get a higher ranking? So the answer to that is on Indian Business Portal, the ranking matters on your performance. So how good is the information that you have added? How nice is the content that you have added on your online store, on the products that you have listed on Indian Business Portal. And in addition to that, what is your performance? How sincere you are in logging into your account and checking whether you have received any inquiries, and how quickly you're responding to inquiries. All that is taken into consideration, right? So your intent, your seriousness, and how promptly you're responding, how quick you are, all those are taken into consideration, and not a paid subscription is available for you to utilize. All right. So this was the first leg of our discussion, the first half of our discussion, wherein we understood how you are going to do business with international buyers on Indian Business Portal. Now let's move on and let's discuss the second part of our agenda. That is, how are you going to list yourself? How are you going to showcase yourself on Indian Business Portal? What is the method for that? So before we get into the step-by-step process of listing your business on Indian Business Portal, let's spend some time to understand about Indian Business Portal and the process as well. And then obviously we will understand the step-by-step process. So firstly, I'm going to spend a minute to help you understand what is the objective of Indian Business Portal and why am I doing that? Because Indian Business Portal has two objectives, and unless you are clear what are the two objectives, you'll not be able to comprehend like why is this solution available, why is the online store solution available, right? So for understanding that, it is important that you are clear about the objective. So what are the objectives of Indian Business Portal? There are two objectives, as I already told you. One is to help Indian exporters create their own digital presence in form of an online store. And I've already shown you the glimpse of it if you were not there at that time. So I'll be showing you them in detail in the next few minutes. But to help Indian exporters create their own digital presence, why is it needed? Because unfortunately, many of our exporters don't have a digital presence. And when I say digital presence, they can't be found digitally. So if I'm searching for them on the Google, I can't find them because they don't have a website, they don't have a Google My Business account, they don't have anything. And I may not be wrong because I personally know exporters who don't even have an email ID. Forget about the having a websites, right? So they are absolutely dark on the internet. They don't have any form of digital presence, and that is a significant challenge as a country that we face. Because if our businesses can't be found, how will foreigners do business with us? All right, so that is one objective. And this is where you are not just becoming a part of the platform, right? So this is where we're not talking about, I was showing you a profile. So not talking about creating a profile on a website, your own website, your own website. This business's website, which it created through Indian Business Portal. So this is your own digital presence, and you are also part of Indian Business Portal, right? But this is your primary digital presence if we are talking about this particular business. All right, so this is one objective. And the second is to create a visibility in front of international buyers. So we have millions of exporters, and promoting each one of them individually is absolutely impossible. But if we bring all of them on a single platform, it is possible to promote that platform and get business to all of them. So that is the second objective of Indian Business Portal. All right. Now, I'll also show you the entire ecosystem so that you're able to understand that in a better way. So to list your products or offerings on Indian Business Portal, you have to create your digital presence, and that online store gets listed or connected with Indian Business Portal. Then few will put in effort to bring international buyers onto Indian Business Portal. And because you are listed there, your products are visible there, you will be able to do business through the two methods which I explained to you earlier. Now, because you have your own website, you have your own online store, through that, what can you do is you can run digital marketing campaigns. You can hire an employee, or you can hire an agency that can run, or we can study digital marketing. It is very simple. Google has free courses available. You can spend few hours every day and you can master it yourself. It is not rocket science. And you can start running your own campaigns. You can bring international buyers onto your own website, because now you have your own website. You can bring them to your own website and then convert them, do business with them. So that is the second opportunity which is available. The third one is you will also be becoming a part of business community that has members from 150 countries. And you can do business networking, and you can connect with international buyers or international businesses through that. All right, so this is the entire ecosystem that we have. Now, let me switch the screen and take you to the examples of few of the digital catalogs that I've opened here. Now, why am I doing this? Why am I spending your valuable time explaining other or showing you other people's website? To help you understand, firstly, the capability and the kind of websites that you'll be able to create. So this is not like any basic website that you're creating. This is a very powerful, functional website that you are able to create using the platform. And this is a website of an exporter. In fact, all the websites that I will be showing to you, they are all exporters. And this is a hardcore industrial product, and I deliberately started with a industrial product. This is their digital catalog. Now, what is happening here? One is their products are listed on Indian Business Portal. So if there are international buyers who are coming to Indian Business Portal and they're looking for these motors, they can connect with them. Now, in addition to that, if they run their own promotional campaigns, they can bring uh, interested buyer onto the website, and they can generate inquiries. I'll just quickly show you. So this where we have some DC generator, gem generator motor, I think. And this where international buyer or domestic buyer who is interested to buy this product, they can send them a quotation. So they'll be able to generate a quotation, because a lot of time when it comes to online store, people have a connotation, they have an interpretation that it is only for B2C businesses who are selling to retail customers. Of course, you can still do that, but you can you can leverage the same technology to generate leads for your business. And this is one example I want to show you. This is another example, another technical product. These are into engineering product, industrial valves, pipes, etc. Then we have another interesting little catalog or online store. This is a business that is into export of uh, machinery which is used for your stadiums and lawns and landscaping, etc. Now, I've opened one of their product. for the benefit of time, this is one of their product, and this is where you can see any prospective business that is interested to buy this ground roller, they can send them an inquiry. This is where you can see send inquiry. So they can send them an inquiry that we are interested to buy this particular product, which happens to be a ground roller. And this is where you can see they have provided great details there, where they have in fact also provided a video here of this particular product. Now, we had been talking about creating digital presence, and let me show you an example of that. So the same product, what I did is I went to Google and I searched for that product, and this is where you can see this here. In fact, the same product is also listed on Global Linker, so that's why it is appearing here. And it will also be listed if we search for this from outside India, because this is where the domestic ranking is coming into play. Indian Business Portal will appear. But I hope the concept is clear that by creating this sort of a digital presence, what you create is these kind of opportunities. Now, imagine if I happen to be someone who's looking for this product and find it here, I can go to this website, I can send them an inquiry, right? So how convenient it becomes for a buyer and how easy it becomes as a seller for you to generate those kind of leads and inquiries. And this is a organic Google search. You can even run text ad or search ads, and you can run them on specific geographies. You can even run them on a particular city if you want, and you can target the audience from that city. If there's someone who searches for that kind of product, your website will be displayed and you can bring them to your website. I think I close the page and you can do business with them. All right. This is another example that I want to show you. This is another industrial products business, and this is their digital catalog. Now, this is from another domain. This is for medical institutions and hospitals. This is their online store that we are looking at. And again, any business, any medical institution that is interested to buy their product, they can send them an inquiry. There's another agri product online store that we are looking at, Exporter. There's another business that is into products which are used for your crop management, pesticides, etc. And then we have home decor, few examples. This is a example I deliberately opened because a common question that we get, especially from merchant exporters that we deal in a number of categories, can we showcase all of them in one online store, or should we create multiple online stores and like one online store for one category? No, you can showcase all of that in one online store. This is where you can see they're into groceries, fruits and vegetable, fashion, and other products like bitumen, drum, copper products, etc. So wide variety of products they deal in, and all that is showcased on one single digital catalog. And then we have retail examples also. So if you are someone who wants to sell to international customers, but retail international customers, not in bulk, so you can have this kind of an experience also on your online store, wherein people can come and they can do an add to cart and buy now, and they can place an order. Domestic, international is something that we have already seen, but this is where you can see both the things are happening on the same website. So a retail customer, like I want to buy this product, I can go and I can do an add to cart and I can place an order. I can buy the product. At the same time, if there is a bulk buyer, international buyer, and they're wanting to buy their product, they can send them an inquiry that, hey, we are interested. So inquiry is expression that we are interested to do business, and add to cart is absolutely someone is placing an order. All right. So these are a few examples I thought of sharing with you, which you can leverage. Now, coming back to Indian Business Portal, where do we have that? I think we have it here. So how will you list your business on Indian Business Portal? Now, to do that, the very first thing that you have to do is you have to come to Indian Business Portal and you have to click on register as Indian exporter, which will open this page. On this page, you'll see there is this button which says create your catalog, and both of them will take you to the same destination, which is this page. So if you click on it, it will open up. Now, while this page is opening up, let me share another friendly suggestion with you, and that is this page is very information rich, especially the frequently asked questions section here. So if you have time, 2-3 minutes, you should go through the FAQs at least. It will give you clarity on a lot of common questions which gets asked So whenever you have time, you can do that. So we are back on the page. The page is open now. Now here on this page, you'll see there is a video that we have embedded. Please do watch this video. I will just open this video in another browser window and let me maximize it. Now, obviously, we are not going to play the video. Let me pause it as well and let me change the quality so that it is appearing. It does not pixelate on your screen. Now, what I was saying to you was that please do watch this video. Now, why am I saying that? Why can't you let's keep the video open alongside? Because that will help you understand what are the information requirements. So please watch this video. I think it is 17-minute video, 17.5-minute video. Watch this video. It will give you a clarity in terms of what is the process, what are the pieces of information which are required. And then when you go through the process, you're absolutely ready. There is nothing, no surprises for you. You don't have to like, now I have to get this information and then I'll be able to move to the next step. So you'll be able to avoid all that hassle, right? So let's go through the video very quickly and we'll try to understand. This is something which we have already seen. This is the page from where we open the video. Now you have to input your name, email ID, create a password, verify your mobile number, enter your GST number, and an important point I want to highlight is if you are not verifying your GST, then you will not be able to publish your store. And if you are not able to publish your store, it will not get listed on Indian Business Portal. So please avoid doing that. Please do verify, do the GST verification. And then you have to input your company name, legal entity type, location, and then you have to specify which industry do you belong. And then you have to specify what type of activities that you're involved in, whether you're a manufacturer or merchant, exporter, retailer, etc. You can select, these are multi-select fields, and which will bring you to this screen. I think I'll just move it a little further. Right, this is the screen which will open up. Now, a common mistake that I have seen people make is that they start uploading the products here. So you should not do that. You should click on convert now, and which will open this overlay. 3 simple questions that you have to answer. What is the purpose of your business? Online store, how many products, and where do you like to have the minimum order quantity feature? Then click on next, which will bring you to this screen. Then on the screen, there are a number of design templates which are there. You have to select one of them. And if you don't like it tomorrow, you can change it. It is very easy and simple to change. So you can change that, and then you can select a design template and then click on next, which will bring you to this screen. On the screen, you have a 2 fields. One is store name, which is your business name, or if you are dealing in a popular brand, then it is your brand name, and then you have store URL. So URL is something that we type to open a website. So for example, if you have to open Google, what do we type? Google.com. Similarly, tomorrow, what does a person has to type to open your online store? That is what we are specifying here. This is sort of a question magnet, so we'll spend a minute to answer, or I'll spend a minute of your valuable time to answer those questions so that you are a little more clear. So one of the common questions, and the most common question is, we have our own domain. Can we use that for this online store that we are creating? Yes, absolutely, you can do that. In fact, I'm not sure if you have noticed the examples which I was showing you, all these, they are live on their own, HK Online, or this is acrotherm.in, surgical shop, and this is jgkinternational.in. So they are live on their own domains. So that is absolutely possible. In fact, if you create your online store and you want to make it live on your own domain, then please do reach out to our help desk. It is little technical. It is not like I'm saying you'll not be able to do that. You will certainly be able to do that. But there's someone who's already available to who can help you out and who can do that in a matter of 10 minutes. Why not take their help, right? So reach out to our help desk and our team will help you in taking your online store live on your own domain, right? So that is the first or common question that gets asked. The second question is related to this Lynker.store. So what is Lynker.store? So Lynker.store is our domain that we are providing to you absolutely free of cost. Why are we doing that? There are 2 reasons behind that. One is to make this journey as convenient as possible. The second is to help or provide a sustainable digital solutions to MSMEs. What is sustainable digital solution? Anything related to environment? No. Sustainable digital solution means a digital solution or a online store that you can sustain for a long period of time. What does that mean? So if you are someone who has created a website, you will know that there are multiple cost heads associated with that. So for example, you have to take care of domain renewals every year. Then you have to take care of SSL, and I'm not talking about the wildcard SSL, a positive DV SSL, which typically cost around 4,000-5,000 a year, and then hosting, and then EMC technical supports, and then if you want to update something, you need to have a resource or you have to subscribe to a services of someone, right? So those kind of cost heads are there. Now, because of those cost considerations, a lot of time MSMEs they shy away from creating their digital presence. They think there is no immediate return that we are going to get, then why to invest on that, right? So because of that, sometimes they feel a little skeptical in making that investment. Now, we want to solve that problem as well. Now, by providing Linker.store subdomain, what happens? You don't have to worry about domain renewal. You don't have to worry about SSL. You don't have to worry about hosting. And with regards to making changes on the website, it is so simple. Anyone can do that. In fact, a school student can also do that, right? So that is how you are able to create a digital presence which can be sustained for a long period of time. All right. So that is the second question. Now the question comes, what are you expected to do here? So either this will be blank or it will have a code. So if there is a code, delete that and just type in your business name. If it is blank, then just type in your business name without space or any special character, obviously in small characters. I'll show you that as well. So this is where you can see the business name of this hypothetical account was Reliable Fashion Enterprise, and Reliable Fashion Enterprise you have typed without space or any special characters. Numbers are allowed, obviously. So once you are done, it will bring you to this screen. This is where you can see there are a number of options. You have to click on this button that you can see, Set Up Store, which will open up, and you can already see there are 4 steps and you have already done 3. The last step is to upload the product, and you can click on this one. And if you want to upload products in bulk, that is also explained in this video, from where you can go and you can upload the products in bulk. Now, with respect to uploading the products, it is explained in this video in great detail, so we'll not be spending your valuable time on that. But there are 2 points which I will be highlighting. One is related to GI products, which is geographic indication. These are the specialty products from certain locations. For example, if I talk about Nagpur, what does the thing that comes to your mind? Oranges, of course. Right? So oranges is a specialty of Nagpur, Petha is a specialty of Agra, Banarsi Sari is a specialty of Varanasi. So all these GI products are highlighted, or they have a special highlight on Indian Business Portal. And I'll show you that very quickly, although we are short of time, so I will be doing that very quickly. So here you can see the first category is GI products. And if I quickly take you to Varanasi and we go to Wooden Lacquer Toys, and I'll just open one of the product which opens up, which is Wooden Ganeshji. Here you can see the emblem, and here you can see Varanasi Wooden Lacquer Toy. So they carry this highlight. So if you are someone who deals in a GI product, you have to select and then you have to specify what is the GI category and what is the GI subcategory, and then you have to upload the certificate. Without uploading a certificate, you can't specify your product that it is a GI product. All right. So that is our GI product. And then the next point I want to highlight is about the category and subcategory. So these categories and subcategories are for Indian Business Portal. You are basically telling the system where should my product be displayed. So obviously, when international buyers are coming, they are either using the search feature or they are going through the navigation that I'm looking for agri products and I'm looking for, let's say, Arabica coffee. So I'll click on that and then I'll see the various products which are there, right? So similar to that, you have to tell the system where my product should be placed. So for that, you have to select the category and then you have to select the subcategory, and then you can move ahead and do the product upload. The rest of the details are explained in the video in great detail. So we'll just skip that. And once you are done, and minimum 1 product has to be uploaded. Once you are done, click on this home shaped icon, which is here, and it will bring you to the home screen. And here you have to click on the publish button and your store gets published. So this is the process that you have to follow to list your product on Indian Business Portal. You have created the store, and I think I accidentally closed the account. So just give me a quick moment to open or log into the account. This is a demonstration account that I have. So far, we have learned how you will be able to create an online store. Once you have created the online store, obviously you have to upload your remaining product. Obviously, you'll not be dealing in one product only. So you have to upload the remaining product. And once you have uploaded the remaining product, you have to submit the request for uh, listing on Indian Business Portal. So I'm going to just show you that. Right, so you'll go to catalog, and from here you'll be able to list your product, upload your remaining product. My internet has become terribly slow, so that's why it is taking time. So this is where you can come and you can upload one product at a time, or you can upload in bulk. Once you are done, click to store settings, go to store details, and this is where you'll see there's a section called about your export. This is where you have to fill in this form. Again, the form is very simple. You have to just provide these details, and all these details are displayed on your profile. So if I quickly take you back to the profile I was showing you, so this about section is populated from this form. So please do fill this form. Once you are done filling up this form, then you can go to my store, and that's where you can come work on the beautification of your store and select the theme, change the theme. You can upload the banners using store preview. So you can all do all that. But once you are sure that now my website is looking fine and I should list it on Indian Business Portal, then you have to come to the home section. You have to click on this home screen, which will open this interface. And here you have to click on send inquiry. It has two parts. One has do's and don'ts. Please do watch this video. In this video, we have explained what are the problems or mistakes that can prevent you from being showcased on Indian Business Portal and how to fix them. So please do watch this video. And once you are absolutely sure that there are no issues, then you can just agree to the terms and click on submit. The request will be reviewed by our team. It will take about 2 working days, and then your business will be listed on Indian Business Portal. And if there's an issue, they'll reject it, but they'll also share the reason why they are rejecting it so that you can fix the issue and you can submit the request once back. But if you have watched this video, you'll be absolutely sure what are the reasons. Because of that, your request might get rejected. So obviously, you'll be taking care of that. So this will be all from my side. This is where I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and we'll break into the question answer round. And I did promise that I will be sharing my contact details and the contact details of our help desk. So just give me a moment to do that. In the meantime, if you have a question and you have already not added that in the Q&A, please do that. So I've shared my contact details. Now I am sharing the contact details of the help desk. This is important. If you need any help, if you need any support, you can drop an email on that. And I think by mistake, I shared the email ID on to host and panelists only, the email ID on which you can send questions if you want to understand about what certifications are required or which country has what certification requirements. So those kind of questions can be sent to this email ID. So I've shared that in the chat. Now we'll quickly go through the Q&As. The first question is, from Mr. Pushpendra Kumar, and his question is, he has about 1,000 products. How can I easily list them on the portal? So, Mr. Pushpendra, I think the simplest process will be through the bulk upload process. And in fact, I always say this, that if you have more than 10 products that you have to upload, then it is criminal on your part if you're uploading them one product at a time, because you're wasting your own time. You're doing injustice. Like this is a torture, self-inflicted torture that you're doing if you're uploading products manually. If you have to upload more than 10 products, then obviously you have to upload them using the bulk upload feature. And if you need help, or if you're not sure how to create that content, etc., then you can drop me an email. I'll provide tutorial content on how you can use AI tools to create that content, and then how to upload the products. I can share the content with you. I've shared my email ID with you, or with everyone in the chat. You can drop me an email. Next question, which I can see is from an exporter, and this is also a common question which quite frequently gets asked, and that is, what if I'm a new exporter in the experience column? What should I be writing? So that is where obviously you don't have that rich experience, but what you're bringing in is new energy, newer ways of sourcing, more uh, sincerity, and more due diligence, or more dedication. So you can mention all that. What is that you are bringing on the table? Of course, you don't have experience, and it is not like the organizations, they only want to work with individuals or organizations that have certain level of experience. Otherwise, how will the industry grow, or how will new entrants get business? So obviously, you don't have experience, and that is where you can mention other things that you're bringing onto the table, other than, of course, your experience. Next question is that I already have a website. Can I directly connect it with the Indian Business Portal? You know that is not possible. Now, in case you're thinking like, why are we not allowing to connect individual websites to Indian Business Portal? Because everyone has created their own websites differently. There is no data standardization, and that will create a very big khichdi if that is allowed, right? So any business that is wanting to list on Indian Business Portal, they have to create on their uh, their little kind of. Now, Arnab, this question is by Arnab Mitra. So Arnab, his second part of question is, I'm not very tech savvy. So there is a service which is available wherein our team helps the members to list their product, to create their digital catalog. You can avail of that service, and wherein our team of professionals will create the online store for you. So if you are interested in availing that service, you can reach out to me. I will connect you with the concerned person, or I'll share the details with you. I think the second question is also related to the same thing from Sandeep. Sandeep, you'll have to create a online store, but if you avail of our service, then our team can fetch, or our team can scrape the information from your existing website and create a. Now, the next question is from Mr. Suresh, and wants to understand what is the cost of creating an online store. It is absolutely free as a DIY solution. If you want to avail service of someone, right, someone should do it. That service is also available. But there are certain premium features. If you want to use those features, then only you'll have to upgrade to a premium package. Otherwise, you can just use it as a DIY solution. The example website that I was showing you, it is on the free version only. Next question is from Chinmay. So, Chinmay, you can drop an email on the IBP email ID that I've shared with you. I'll also share that with you once again on the chat. And you can drop an email, and a few official will be able to guide you. Next question is from Mr. Anup. Wants to understand, do I have to create a catalog separately on Indian? Next question is from Mr. Kumar Arora. So they are into stationery products, and their query is about this particular item uh, in about the stationery products. So, Mr. Kumar, firstly, I'll request if you can drop me an email about your online store that you have created and your profile on Indian Business Portal. Let me review that and then get back to you in terms of what may be the issue. Because of that, you may not be getting the queries or getting the traffic. Next question is from Mr. Hitesh. Hitesh, I'm not clear on the question. If you can share a little bit more detail on that. Next question is from Mrs. Zafar. So, Mrs. Zafar, I will share with you an email ID. On this, you can drop an email with your query, and a FIO official will be able to provide you an update with respect to the inquiry. His question is related to a particular RFQ on which he has responded. So he is wanting to get an update on that. So you can drop an email, and if your official will be able to guide you with respect to that. Now, the next question is from Deeksha, wants to understand Indian Business Catalog and Dublinka Catalog are the same or different. The background technology is the same. Or if I'm just rephrasing your question, the online store is the same, and you can connect it with Indian Business Portal, or you can connect with Dublinka Marketplace, or you can connect it at both the places. So the online store remains the same, but you can plug it in at multiple places. If you are into domestic sale, you can even plug it in ONDC. Next question from Mr. Nishant. Nishant, I am not sure. I, in fact, showed you an example, showed the audience an example. I'm not sure if you were there at that time. So, of a merchant exporter, because this happens to be a common question, like I'm a merchant exporter, how do I create a catalog? You'll create the catalog similar to any other product exporter. The difference is you will be adding products from multiple categories, very diverse categories as well. Next question is from Mr. Faisal. Uh, Mukesh or Manoj, can you help with this? He is saying that he wants to attend the weekly interaction which happens with DG, but the link which is there on Indian Trade
Yeah,
Portal is not
yes,
working.
yes, yes, sir. It is already available at FIO website, FIO.org. Okay, he can see FIO website and he may register themselves at there.
Okay, so Faisal,
Link it there. Link it there. Okay,
on FIO's
Fi-
website, FIO.org.
FIO.org.
Okay, sure. So, Faisal, I hope your concern is addressed. Uh, Next question from Diksha. She has completed her profile 78%. How to complete it further? Diksha, share your profile with me over the email, and I'll have someone from our team or help desk connect with you and guide you in completing it. Next question is from Ms. Naveen. They are a buying agency. So certainly, Naveen ji, you can use Indian business portals to source suppliers. It is a ocean of suppliers for you, and you can easily source your suppliers, and you can even list yourself as a service provider. And if there's someone who's interested in availing your service, they can also connect with you. Next question I can see is from Roche, who wants to understand about gemstone category. Yes, there is a gemstone category. In fact, there are a number of jewelry exporters listed on Indian Business Portal. Next question I can see is from Mr. Vimal. Uh, he is having some difficulty. So, Vimalji, I have shared my help desk contact details and my contact details as well in the chat. So you can reach out to our help desk, or you can drop me an email and I'll have the team connect with you. And whatever difficulty you're facing, we will help you out with that. So don't worry on that. We are here to help. So you can, I am sharing the details with you over a private chat also. Just give me a quick second to do that. Yeah, I've done that. Again, the question is from Roche. Yes, gemstones are also listed. There is a gemstone category. All right, so this is where we will be concluding this session for today. If there's any question which we were not able to answer, or we will not able to answer to your satisfaction, you have our contact details. Please do feel free to reach out to us. And in fact, this is one suggestion which I always share, that once you are done creating your online store, please do share it with me so that I can review and share areas of improvement. Why should you do that? Because a lot of times people come to us that, hey, we put in an effort, we created the online store, but we are not getting the result out of it. And when we review, there are like million issues with it. So, and obviously there is a time which is wasted because they didn't approach us immediately once they are done setting up. So if you share it with us, we'll be able to review and we'll be able to share our inputs. And that's where you'll not be wasting your time, or that precious time will not get wasted. All right. So you should do that. I always encourage. In fact, you can also reach out to me if you want to seek any suggestions or input. When before we close this session, I would like to also share with you the link to join a WhatsApp group. So there's a support group that we have created. So just give me a second to share that. So I will request everyone to join this group. This is the Indian Business Portal Support Group. So please do join this group. And because there are a number of team members which are part of this group. So if you have a question, if you have a issue, technical issue, you can just drop a message in the group, and then there will be someone from our team who will reach out to you. So this is also something which is available for your convenience, and I can see here the participants have started joining. So I'll give a minute to everyone to. All right, so perfect. This is where we will we will conclude the session for today. Thank you everyone for taking out your valuable time and joining us here today. I hope you found this session informative. And as mentioned again, if you have any question, anything which is not clear to you, please do feel free to reach out to us. Don't hesitate. We are all here to help you out. And unless you're doing the right thing, you'll not be able to achieve the desired goals. And unless you achieve the desired goals, we will not be able to progress as a country. So that is where it is extremely important that all the efforts are made in the right directions, and we are here to help you, guide you at least in the right direction. So thank you, everyone, once
Thank you,
again.
sir. Thank you.
Have a
Thank you.
wonderful evening and a wonderful weekend ahead. Bye bye from our side for now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.